Hi everyone, welcome back to Dramatic Budgets. If this is your first time here, then welcome. My name's Lisa and I am on a debt-free and hopefully savings journey to get rid of what started out as just under £11,000 worth of debt. If you have been with me before, then thank you so much for coming back and joining me for another video. So guys, this is my belated year anniversary video. So I started this channel on the 26th of July 2022, so I'm about a week late, and I just I was trying to think of what sort of video to do, because I wanted to do something for just to kind of mark the anniversary, and I've seen a few other people that started around the same time as me do a few different types of videos, and I decided when I got to my debt update that what I was going to do was I was basically just going to look back at the first video that I ever did, which was my budget setup. I only had two binders. I had the black one and the purple one at that time. I didn't have the challenges binder. I had a couple of savings challenges on the go, and quite frankly I had zero sinking funds, and so I kind of wanted to kind of do just a kind of a before and after. So when I started this channel, I'd actually sort of been half-heartedly cash budgeting from about November of 21. So I'd not really been doing anything. I'd got this beautiful planner from She's on a Budget. I was kind of doing the planning, I was doing the budgeting side, I was writing a budget, but quite frankly it was kind of a bit hit and miss. I was only really doing it half-heartedly and a bit pretend. I wasn't really stuffing sinking funds. I was still spending a lot of money, and so after much deliberations and chats with Katie from Future Budgets, I decided to sit down and do my first video and just see how it went, and thank you to you guys, some of you which I know have been with me since that first video. You know, it's really lovely to sort of look at what I've got. So what I've done is I've made a list of what sinking funds I had there, money I had there, and what I had in my savings challenges 12 months ago. I'm gonna obviously go through, we have a list obviously of my sinking funds from the check-in I've just done for the end of July, but I'm gonna do what I don't normally do, which is count up my savings challenges as well, just so that we can kind of see how much money I have actually got saved in the last 12 months. So yeah, so this was the first binder that I bought, the first planner, and as you can see, this started in the January. I was kind of doing a bit of a budget, but it just wasn't. I was doing a monthly and a weekly budget, and that was kind of confusing me. I was still doing the check-ins, but I wasn't really, I don't think I've got a sinking funds bit in here. I wasn't really putting anything towards sinking funds. So if I have a look through, yeah, so the first time I actually looked at sinking funds was in February of 2022, and as you can see, I only had a couple. I didn't have an awful lot. I literally had £10 in my emergency fund, and that was it. And that kind of carried on the whole way through. I added a few more sinking funds, but I was putting the tiniest amount, if anything, in those, and what I was putting in I was spending. So I'm going to flip to July. So this was the beginning of the month, so I wasn't really doing it in July. I kind of set the channel up in July but started from the August budget. So as you can see, when I started and did that first video, the only money I had was the emergency fund of £10. I had nothing else in the beginning, and what I'd done is I'd put 200 in and then put 200 back out, and I think that was for the currency, because I'd gone on holiday in June, and then I went away again in July, so that was basically it. So as you can see, I wasn't really doing transaction log. I was kind of putting things down on here, but it was all a little bit hit and miss. And a little bit messy, and I wasn't really sure what I was doing. Yeah, so it just wasn't working for me. So if we go to August, you can see that this is when I actually started budgeting properly, when I got this channel and actually putting sinking funds back in. So the differences obviously in 12 months ago is I only had the 3 weekly envelopes, so I didn't have a miscellaneous fund. That was completely down to you guys that were watching that kind of gave me that idea, because I'd found that I was having to find little scraps of money from here, there and everywhere for things like parking that I'd not really thought about. So obviously that is where we were sinking fund wise. Now, obviously, I've just done this sinking funds update on my July check-in closeout video. I now have £531 in sinking funds. So, yeah, a lot more. And anybody that's watched me since the beginning of the year at least will know I would have had even more. I had to empty my emergency fund. So actually, had I still been going, I would have been like halfway through my emergency fund goal by now. So yeah, so I had £10 in sinking funds. I now have £531 in sinking funds. So yeah, that is something that would never have happened. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I would never have had that money had I not been doing this channel, because I had nobody to be accountable for. So I have you guys to thank for that. The second thing I wanted to go through was my savings challenges, and then we'll just have a quick look at my debt, although I did kind of do that in the debt update. So I obviously now have a savings challenge folder, binder, and I do have this puzzle challenge. So what I had last year was I had the 3 monthly challenge, which was to save, I've still got them, I haven't wiped them off. I had this one, which was the 3 monthly challenge from She's on a Budget, that was £150 total. I had £115 saved when I started the channel, which was brilliant. I can't, you know, say it wasn't at all. So, you know, I'm just sort of trying to show how much. This penny challenge, obviously I didn't complete it. This was the bigger one, so it was the one starting at £3.65. I actually had £132.29 in that, which is obviously a lot more than what I've got in the one that I'm doing now. But the difference is that I was using anything that wasn't notes to put in here, whereas I'm obviously using pound coins for other things at the moment, because I want to get this puzzle challenge finished. So yeah, so I had £132.29. So that was a total, because I decided I wasn't going to do that off camera, 132.29, which means I had a total of £247.29 in savings, plus the £10 in my sinking funds. So I actually had £257.29 in savings, which is not to be sniffed at. I am not sniffing at it at all. But, you know, it wasn't really going anywhere quick, is what I'm sort of trying to say. Plus, I didn't have any sinking funds, so I was spending extra. So I'm just going to go through the few savings challenges. I don't normally do this, because I like it to be a bit of a, not a surprise at the end, because I know how much it's going to be. But yeah, I just like to check. So in my puzzle challenge, we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92 pounds. You kind of don't realise, especially because I change these. Because I do it from my pound coins, I do it for the dice challenge, so that I've kind of got a bit of a bank to swap over. The puzzle challenge, when it's finished, will have £250 in it. So, you know, we're not halfway yet. We're not quite halfway. But, you know, we are getting there slowly but surely. So, you know, that's not too bad at all. It's weird because you kind of don't think too much about how much is in there. So that was that one. And then my challenges here. Obviously, there are quite a few that I haven't started yet. I'm not going to count up all these, obviously. I have been putting some of this to the bank. And I don't know how, but I seem to have lost 20 pence. So obviously I've been putting some money into the bank for these, and I have taken out of this for certain things. So I used obviously some for the boiler when that broke, some for my car service because I didn't have enough, some for my holiday. That was for my holiday money when I went away in June because I didn't have enough. And then I used £25, and I know I've mentioned it on the channel before, but I actually can't remember, and without going back through the videos, I've no idea what that's for. So out of this, I am going to add it together because at the end of the day, I have still saved all of this, and I have £150 in the bank. So although I know it's not a physical saving because I've spent some of it, I am gonna total it up just so you can see how much I have actually saved in total, and then we will put down on my little list how much I've got saved at the minute. So we've got 150 in the bank. They're all the used ones, aren't they? Yeah. I don't know why I've got 20p missing, so I must have found that and then put it into a challenge somewhere. So I will take that out when I get some change and put that back in so that we've got that sorted. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110, 115. So that is 115 plus the 150 that's in the bank, plus we'll call it £2 because I'm going to put that in. So I've actually got in my fuel, it's what I use for my with my not my fuel money, it's my spending money. Every week I've got £267, which is pretty damn good. I would have had I not had to use the money. So I used 25 there, 125 there, 27 there, and 55 there. So I would, wow. So I would have had £499 saved, which is just amazing. This challenge, which means I'm sort of halfway through this challenge. This challenge saves a total of £1,050 in total. So I am pretty much halfway through, which is great to know. But wow, yeah. So yeah, so it's taken me a year to get sort of halfway. So this is kind of a 2-year challenge really. But obviously, as I've discussed before, eventually as you start running out of numbers, I'll use the other numbers to make that number up. So for example, I've got no 10s left and no 2s left. So if they come up on the dice, I'll maybe use 2 5s, you know, or because I've only got 1 1 left, if I've got no 2s, I'll just roll again, because I can't make it up anywhere else. So yeah, so it will take me less than the next year. So, but yeah, that's fab. So the 52 weeks, obviously I started doing this as a yearly challenge, and now I tend to use it as part of my Uno stuff in if I get savings challenges. So for 52 weeks, we've got 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75. We've got £80 in there, which is not bad at all. That's really, really good. What should I say? 20, 40, 50, 60, 70. Yeah, £80. So that is fab. So save the year, I've been doing the same as what I do for the dice challenge. Is I don't like to have too much money, so I've got £200 in the bank there from this. This is a £50 a month challenge. Obviously I am still in May because we haven't quite done that yet. But we've managed to do January, February and March and April, so there's 4 months done. So we have got 200, 10, 20, 30, 240, 245. Again, not bad at all. 245. So my plan really with the save the year is to wait till the end of the year, and then I always, with my savings challenges, put half into holiday and half into debt. So by Christmas I've usually booked at least 1 holiday, and I usually owe my boyfriend for that. So I tend to just pay him back in little bits every month, as you'll have seen from my budgets. But my plan is that at the end of the year, the yearly ones, I can half, and you know, that should pay off pretty much my entire holiday. So the only other challenge in here that I am doing at the minute is obviously the penny challenge, which you may notice I have just done down, and I think I crossed off the amount that I did, but I can still read it. So I have £30 and 98 pence in the penny challenge at the minute. £30 and, did I say 98? Let me have a look. So yeah, £30 and 98 pence. So yeah, that's the only challenge. Obviously the penny challenge is going slower than the other one, but like I say, because I'm using my pound coins for the puzzle challenge, it was always going to be. So that means in savings I have got 92 plus 267 plus 80 plus 245 plus £30 and 98 pence, which means I have a total of £494 and 98 pence. So that is a total oh my god, of £1,025 and 98 pence in savings. Guys, I just don't know what to say. The reason that I don't count the money in my savings challenges until I finish the savings challenges is because I don't think I realise how much I've actually saved, and it's a nice surprise at the end. I know the likes of Budget with Kerry sort of does it along, and she likes to know what she's got, but yeah. 12 months ago, I had £10 in savings that I knew about. I had just 260 quid of savings, and I now have £1,000. That's like 5 times what I had 12 months ago. I just, yeah. It's weird because you kind of don't realise how much you actually got in here, just by putting those little bits away from, because anybody that knows, that's watched this channel before knows that I don't put money aside for savings challenges. I literally just use the money that I have left over at the end of each week when I do my check-in. You know, my dice challenge is used out of my spending money. You know, that is £267 that I would just have spent on takeaway coffees or, you know, just random rubbish, just because it was in my purse. So, or because I had my card. So, yeah, I am blown away actually by that. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Right. So yeah, that, if that doesn't teach me anything or kind of show you guys what you can do in 12 months, I'm not sure what will, because I didn't think I had anywhere near that, if I'm honest. Yeah. That's just, yeah. Right. Okay, Lisa, get on with it. So the last thing I wanted to show you is my debt confession from last year. So obviously I did this in August. I did this on the 14th of August, so it is not quite 12 months, but we're going to pretend it is, because obviously it's 12 months since I started doing this. So I had last year 5 different credit cards, well, 5 different credit issues. Obviously, I do not count my mortgage in my debt because it's an asset, and you know, unless you are a millionaire, you are never ever going to be able to buy a property outright with cash, quite frankly. I know some people do manage it, but there was absolutely no way was I going to, because I had no savings. I had none at all, absolutely zero. So my deposit was actually loaned to me by my godparents. So, you know, because of them, I was able to buy a house. But yeah, so these were the debts that I had a year ago. It's the 1st of August today. Yeah, 1st of August today. So we are pretty much in that 12-month period. So I had my Santander credit card, of which there was just over £4,000 on it. Now, anybody that knows that credit, that's watched me for a while, sorry, as you can see, that 0% finished in July, and so I swapped that over to a new credit card, and obviously I put some of this credit card on there as well. So the credit card that had 4,000 on, actually, by the time that I took this finished and I took the new credit card out, it had £3,925.20. So yeah, I'd not paid an awful lot on it, and we all know why, because I kept spending on it, because like I said, I've managed to pull a lot of the things back and get rid of a lot of the old spending habits, but some of them have carried on, and I am working very hard for that. So yeah, so the Santander credit card has gone and we've opened a new one up, but that was at least lower. The car loan was £3,516.04. It is now £1,758.02. So, you know, we're kind of nearly half. We've nearly half that. There is 12 months left on that, so that will be about right. So in fact, there's less than 12 months. I think the last payment for that will go out in April. So we've got I've just paid the July payment, so that's August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So yeah, I've got 9 months left on that. So by my 2nd year anniversary, that will be gone. That will be gone. My plan, obviously, when that's gone, is to start a car loan fund sort of thing, and to be able to at least buy a car if anything happens with mine. I do use my car just as a necessity. I don't hate driving, but it's not my favourite thing to do. At the end of the day, as long as my car gets me from A to B and I've got enough room to get people in and the dog and all of that sort of stuff, I'm happy. So yeah, so that's fine. So I will not be replacing it until it needs to be replaced. So yeah, so that's good. My Tesco credit card, which is credit card 2, was £2,884.87 when we started. Obviously, it's now gone over here, so we're going to take this on, and it was £2,969.18, which I am aware has gone up because I stupidly spent it. Yeah, we'll just pretend that we've gone back to the conversation for after credit card 1. So, you know, that's fine. Freeman's was a total of, I don't know why I haven't done this one. What have I done with my, there we go. I don't know why I didn't add it up. I had £235 of interest payments, and also some buy now pay later, which is obviously now finished. I know the Tesco credit card is going to finish in September next month, so I am going to start looking at what I can do with moving that over. It probably will be a new credit card if I can get one, just until I can pay this off, which I've just paid an extra £100 on it, so hopefully it won't be too long, and then I can get rid and just have the one credit card. So the Freeman's was actually £349.29. We've now got £318.19, which I know, again, doesn't seem like a lot difference, but that's because the interest on this started and it's higher than this one. So I've been paying the interest on that. When I finish a savings challenge, because what I've been doing at the minute is if I've got any money that I've got at the end of the month that I put away, once it kind of gets to £100, I'm now paying it on a credit card to get them down. I am aware that obviously this is still ongoing, but I kind of want to get rid of the credit cards quicker, so I just use this for debt challenges. So that is that. So yeah, so it isn't much difference, but you know, it's fine. And then I had £94 of buy now pay later on Very, which ended last November. I have of course paid that off, which is why there's this lovely line. So I started off with £10,913.62 of debt. I have now got £8,899.39 of debt, which means that I've paid off just over £2,000, £2,014.23, which is 18.4% of my total debt. Yeah, and obviously, as I've said before, I've managed to decrease my debt-free date by 6 months. So yeah, so I am really happy with that. I am £2,000 less in debt than I was 12 months ago. In fact, what I'm going to do, because this is the first one, is I am going to cross through this because that debt is now gone. So that is great. I think I also have on here, I think I did a bit of a Don't know where I put it actually. This is like my original like notes when I started doing watching budgeting videos, and I kind of like went through all of the budgeting, these are all the budgeting channels that I watched originally, and that gave me ideas for what to do, and I can't remember where I put, so these are all my debt updates before I had those. So I don't know where I put the original plan for my debt. Maybe it's in here. Oh, it's here. So yeah, so August 14th, 2022. So yeah, as you can see, I've ticked off the very. So my plan was to leave the car finance, which is exactly what I've done. My Freeman's was actually the first priority, but I changed that to the very and paid that off. So that is all done. Can cross through that. So yeah, so technically my next priority is the Freeman's, but as I say, I'm using that from savings challenges, so I will pay that off when I've finished a savings challenge, just so that we've got a little bit of leeway for those credit cards to get down. Anybody that's on my Instagram will have seen that my credit score has increased to excellent this month, so I can only assume that that is due to the fact that I've got much less on one credit card. It must have worked, and obviously I've got one less debt than I had 12 months ago. So yeah, so thank you for the last 12 months. You have helped me when I have thought that I have not, that this budgeting was not working for me. You've kind of encouraged me. You've kind of shown me where I'm going wrong. You've kind of given me advice. You've just sent me positivity when I needed it, and fingers crossed, I think I had one sarcastic comment in 12 months. Nothing, I've had nothing nasty, just one weirdly sarcastic comment that I have to admit I ignored, but the rest have been nothing but positive. I've absolutely loved doing these videos for the last year, and I can't see myself stopping, if I'm honest. I have managed to save money that I never thought I would manage to save. I've managed to decrease my debt more than I thought I would be able to in 12 months. All I can say is that if you are thinking of what to do, even if you don't start a challenge, just do it at home. Even if you find, like me, that you're only half-heartedly doing it, half-heartedly is better than nothing at all. Somebody said to me that she didn't know about angles and things like that. Literally, when I started this channel, I bought an arm, which is the one I'm still using, but I do need a new one because it's breaking. I literally set it up over this desk, and I just sat down and did it because I knew that if I tried to work out what to say, I'd just kind of not be able to do it. I literally just sat down and did it. And if you've never written a budget before, please write a budget, even if you're not going to do it fully, even if you're not doing it cash wise. There are budgeters on YouTube that do it all digitally. You know, it doesn't have to be physical cash. It's just that's just the way that it works for me. You know, please give it a go. Don't sort of think that it's not for you. Just try it, because in 12 months I have managed to pay £2,000 worth of debt off, and I've managed to save, you know, £800 more than I had 12 months ago. And most of that is due to the fact that I've managed to actually put money aside for if the boiler breaks, if the washing machine breaks, if the dishwasher breaks, you know, any of that. I've managed to put that money into one side so that if one of those does happen, I am not in a crying mess in the corner, phoning my mum going, what the hell am I going to do? How am I supposed to afford this? you know, it just gives me a little bit more of peace of mind. I don't freak out every time I get a text message from the bank. I don't dread waking up on a Monday morning thinking, oh my God, I've spent so much money over the weekend and all my direct debits are going to come out and have I got enough money? You know, I've managed to stop most of that. There's still that little bit of worrywart inside me because that is the way I am, that just kind of makes me do it anyway. But I feel in a much better place financially, and because of that I feel in a much better place mentally, because believe me, you don't realise how draining the worry of finances are until you've started to work your way out of it and have a plan in place. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for supporting me and this channel in the last 12 months. I'm very much looking forward to the next 12 months. There are currently 617 of you that have subscribed and that watch these videos regularly. And all I can say is thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I absolutely love you all, and I could not do this without you. So until next time, I hope you are all well, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you guys. Bye.